Welcome to the Harvesting Wisdom podcast. Together we explore the vast landscapes of life, delving into the rich soil of experiences, sowing the seeds of curiosity, and harvesting the profound wisdom that each episode unfolds. Welcome to another Harvesting Wisdom podcast. I'm your host, Mike McMahon. I am in Sundance at the Sundance Film Festival in Utah, and we are podcasting outside a art studio right now, and it is pretty cold, and the sun is in my face, so I'm wearing sunglasses. Today, we have a guest from Ireland. Where in Ireland are you from, James?
I'm from Athlone. It is right in the center of Ireland.
Yep.
So,
Okay. So, James, why don't you give me a little background on you and how you, what your motivation was, how much filmmaking you've been doing here. Are you a high school student in Ireland then?
I am. I'm in fifth year, which
Oh,
would be the equivalent of 11th grade in America. So,
okay. All right. So tell me a little about yourself.
great. Well, my name's James. I'm here in Ireland, and I've just always loved filmmaking. I love watching films. I love going to the cinema. So, it's kind of what I grew up with. So, it just kind of seemed natural that I'd want to make them after watching them for so long. So, I made this film called The Choice. It's about illegal dumping and it's about my community and the area. And I just really, in Ireland, the school system is set up so there's this way where you have a single year and you can just really devote yourself to a project or to a career or to kind of find projects which excite you. So you take a break from the academic. And for my year, it's called transition year because you're kind of transitioning from the junior to the senior. And so I decided I just wanted to make a film. I wanted to put months and months of effort into it. I wanted to film with my friends. I wanted to edit in my room for a long time. I wanted to just put a lot of effort into it. So I'd made little projects. I'd experienced with editing before, but I never kind of had this as much of kind of as controlled as it was. It wasn't as like streamlined focus. So it was exciting for me, and I just wanted to find a project which um, I think was relatable to people and something I could include my teachers, my friends at school with. So, and also I think doing a documentary, but also as a documentary, but I tried to include kind of a narrative to it, have a bit of a story. So it's a mixture between a narrative story and a documentary. So I think it's the best of both worlds. And so yeah, I did chose to do about illegal dumping because I feel like it's everywhere,
Oh,
unfortunately.
yeah.
So yeah, so
Right.
that's kind of an overview.
And do you, so let's talk about technical experience. Did you have
Yeah.
classes at school where they taught you photography or any kind of filmmaking or any of that at all? Or,
No,
uh,
not none of that, but it's just in my free time. Just it's kind of something I'm very interested in.
and
Something
where
that
did you get, where do you get the equipment? You're between you and your parents, you scraped up and you
yeah,
bought equipment.
we just had a little camcorder, and so yeah, it was we got the mics and all the equipment, so it was there. It was great.
So it's authentic. So do you have other people who've collaborated with you, or is this your solo project?
Well, I was the director and I filmed and I edited it, but my I did it with a team of two actors. Their names are Maeve and Owen, so they'd love to have a little shout out. And also Sasha and Henry, they helped me with the interviews. And I think um, I was saying earlier, like editing, that can be kind of a lonely process, just sitting
Oh
in
yeah.
your room on your computer. So I think it's great to keep it a teamwork project, kind of just keep my friends with me, just to make it more interesting for myself and something we could all kind of bond over. And we really did bond over it over the months. We took a long time to make it. We took our time, but so
Yeah.
I
So
spearheaded it, but it was great to have my friends along with me.
yeah, that's good. The so the gist of it is about illegal dumping. And
Yeah,
did you go out? You can find that anywhere in the world right now, right? So did you go
yeah,
outside of your community, or pretty much just where you live? Did you? How did you do that?
yeah. We chose that we wanted to make it about illegal dumping, And we were like, okay, so I'm going to have to find illegal dumping because I'm going to need to shoot it. I'm going to need to film it. And I thought to myself, I was like, okay, where am I going to find this? Am I going to have to go somewhere? But then we realized it was everywhere. Like we just went to town, went for a walk. And I was like, oh, here's some, here's some, here's some, here's some. So it was everywhere waiting for us. So yeah, we kept it in the community pretty much, just in Athlone in our town, and I think that gives it a nice little touch. I was always saying the film is almost like a little tour of our town. We really covered every corner of it.
As you started getting into this, you started doing a little research maybe and to see why people in society do this kind of thing. Is it to save money? Is it just because nobody
Mm.
pays attention? Uh, have you done any reading to see, what would, I guess, your take be on creating a solution to have this
Yeah.
not happen?
So that was an important part for me to kind of show in the film because it's very easy to just make it dramatic and be like, here's this big problem. But I wanted to show that we had a solution. There's a scene in a recycling center, and to show that, like, I was saying a lot of the time that environmental issues, they can seem very daunting and like they take this massive effort to make a slight change. But with littering and illegal dumping, it's very personal. Like, it's really up to you. There's bins, there's recycling centers, so the solution is there, and it's almost easier to just put it in the bin than to you're putting aside your time to go find somewhere to just dump it. So yeah, we wanted to include the recycling centers, but also we wanted to just show the mindset of where people are coming from. And so we had the point of the movie, it's the choice. That's the title of the movie. And we had the two characters, and one was making the choice to be responsible, and one was just going and dumping. So we wanted to show kind of where they're coming from. But with interviews as well, they were telling us that really it is just laziness.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. I remember reading, and it's been several decades now, but I remember reading about Texas, the state. It's a state in the
Mhm.
United States, and they had a terrible dumping problem. People
Mm.
literally would be driving in their cars, drinking whatever, beer, Coke, or whatever, and they just throw stuff out of their car. I mean, it was a real eyesore. They had a real issue, and
Yeah.
they came up with a campaign, and they said the campaign was titled "Don't Mess with Texas." Celebrities that were from Texas, illegal dumping, and then they all said "Don't mess with Texas," which I think gave
Mm.
people a civic pride. If you're a Texan, not to do this. And what was amazing is that it actually worked, and they had a
Mm.
huge reduction in um, that kind of illegal dumping. So it really is kind of this awareness thing that we're just not aware. It's
Yeah.
also, you know, kind of a selfish thing when you just don't take the time to put your stuff into a recycle bin or into the trash, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's got to be part of the message. Obviously, is and so you've done it from a standpoint of personal choice, you know,
Yeah.
and so what you've created is a bit of an awareness video and letting people know there's a personal choice involved. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we have selected your film as one of the films that we will be showing as a student filmmaker. So that's
Great.
pretty cool.
That's
And
exciting.
we'll have that here in later in March. Um, and part of these film festivals also, and what we hope to get more into is actually helping young filmmakers and storytellers to get together to create and learn how to create. So get better because it's a craft, right? Filmmaking
Yeah.
is a skill set. How do you edit? How do you film? Where's the sun? A
Mhm.
storytelling is an entirely different thing.
Yeah.
Writers um, coming up with an emotional basis or a logical storyline type of thing. So that's pretty cool. How long is the video? Are you a short? You 10
Yeah.
minutes, 20
Yeah.
minutes,
Exactly. 10 minutes. Yeah, you got it.
10 minutes long. Okay. So we're hoping
Exciting.
to have 15,000 people come in
Wow.
in three cities in Phoenix. So three major cities: Tempe, Phoenix, and Mesa. And So it should have pretty good
Wow.
exposure, you know?
Thank you so much. It's really exciting. Just like I was
Yes.
telling my teacher today, it's all the way from Ireland to Arizona. Like it's a
Yeah,
thrill
yeah.
for us.
So now, how long were you filming for? I mean, that's
We started in, I would say, October, and I'd say we went straight through to April or May. Maybe April. It's interesting. You'll be able to see like the seasons change. There's
that's
shots of snow, shots of trees with no leaves, and I think that was a nice touch. That was kind of accidental almost. We didn't mean to take as long as we did, but it was a nice touch. Yeah.
well, some of the feature films that we will be having that are, that go to Netflix and then they go to, to different portals. Obviously, everything goes to YouTube, but
Mhm.
some of the filmmakers, spend millions of dollars. They're not necessarily longer. Some of them are 10 minutes, some of them are an hour and a half, but um, we have quite a few that the filming took 5 or 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so they're trying to show cause and effect and change
Yeah,
throughout,
yeah,
show the seasons and that sort of thing. So
yeah.
documentary filmmaking is um, it's a fair amount of work. I don't know if people appreciate
A
quite
lot of
the
it tells its own story. Yeah.
right, and but it's usually something that's real. It's fact based or science based. It's not
Mhm.
um, necessarily. There's always a bias. We always have a bias, whoever we are. But this is trying to shed light on what the issue itself and potential solutions and one side or another. So okay, you're in Central Ireland. I've
Yes.
gone to Ireland several times. I don't
Wow.
know if I've been to where I kind of did the coastal thing from Dublin
Ah,
to County Clare to the other side, or
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the
Did you
airport.
enjoy it?
I had a wonderful time. Yes,
Yeah, yeah. It's
so it
lovely.
was, but I didn't. I've never been there in the winter. So the winter you get a little bit of snow. It's pretty cold and raining. It
We
was
Yeah, we'd get a little bit of snow if we're lucky. We definitely don't get American snow. Isn't there like storms going across America now? Most we get is like,
on the east side.
yeah,
It's we're getting ice storms. Yeah, in the
yeah.
eastern part of the country, and where we are in the west, at least where we are up in Utah, it's been very very cold. So it's been
Yeah. How was your
20.
weather when you were in Ireland?
Well, I went in the summer and it was, sunny and green and
Oh,
beautiful. We
good.
had a little bit of rain, but I grew up on the East Coast of the United States in Buffalo, New York. So I
Uh,
kind of think that the weather there, I'm not going to say is similar to Ireland because Ireland is, you're on the water, so
yeah, yeah.
you can't get that extreme cold or snow. In Buffalo, we
Mhm.
get, many feet of snow, but we did have quite a bit of precipitation,
Yeah.
and it was very green.
I know
So
about that. Yeah.
yeah, I think that's the deal. So James, what's your next thing? Next year you finish your or are you finishing this year high school then?
Uh, I have this, once I finish out this year, I have one more, and then it's college or wherever,
Yes.
wherever the wind blows me.
Yeah, yeah. So we have a term called capstone, and a lot of times there'll be a capstone project for kids here. It
Mhm.
depends on the structure of the school system, but I kind of like what you guys are doing. You take that break year
Yeah.
to discover something and to work on something. And it sounds like a lot of fun when you get into it. And then you
Oh, I
realize,
love it.
oh my God, there's a lot of stress, right?
Yeah.
Because at some point
I,
you got to produce something. It's like a master's thesis or something.
uh-huh. But that was the best school year of my life. I had a great time. It
Yeah,
was
it's
just,
interesting how we learn.
yeah, I love devoting myself to like a project and just putting everything into it. So,
Yeah. So is there any school would you stay in Ireland, or I don't know how that whole thing works. Would you,
I'd say I would. For college, I probably would.
yeah,
It's cheaper. Yeah.
financially better, right?
Yeah,
It-
definitely.
I
Definitely
don't
better
know
than
I don't know between Ireland and Wales and Scotland and England. Do you have any kind of school network for higher education where you get a deal if you're from the Isles there, or is it
Honestly,
much stay in the Ireland?
honestly, I'd say there's more connections between Ireland and America than there are Ireland and Wales.
Wow.
I know there's programs of like 2 years in Ireland, 2 years in America, but you pay for the Irish fee and then you pay for the American fee. So I don't know if it's much of a deal. Um, but yeah,
I think yeah, so you can get, one of those fees can be extremely expensive, I guess.
yes,
Um,
yeah,
I had um, when I went to school back in Buffalo University, New York, but a long time ago, but well before, probably before your parents were born. But we had a sister school in Glasgow, I think. Um,
okay,
but I didn't. Even that was too expensive. Just the idea of traveling and
yeah,
going,
yeah.
putting myself up and stuff um, was. I probably would have found a way if it was in Hawaii or in, you know, the Seychelles
Paradise,
or
paradise.
someplace like that, because it was too similar to what I was used to. You know,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was if there was a change, that might have been
That's
good.
how I'd be. I
Yeah.
wouldn't see
So
myself going to Wales or anything. Just more of the same.
yeah. Now what? So it's way too early to pick and choose, but are you thinking of trying to take film classes and do any kind of career out of this, or
Yeah.
is your passion in environmental causes or engineering or writing? Where
Well,
what do you think?
I'm pretty. I'm one of those people. I'm very creative, but that it's a blessing and a curse because I feel like I can't really narrow it down to anything. So
Uh, yeah,
I don't have a clue what I'm gonna do at this point. Like obviously I'd love to do film or I'd love to do anything creative, but I'm aware how difficult it can be. But
yeah.
yeah,
It's very difficult to plan for anything more than a year or so at a time, unless you
yeah,
had just a calling. You wanted to be a
mhm,
doctor or a priest or something. And it's quite okay, I think, to explore different options. And
yeah,
very rarely do any of us, follow a path that we thought we were going
yeah,
to when we were in high school. But well, I do
yeah.
appreciate your time today. And if somehow you find a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow and you want to fly out, please come to
Oh,
Phoenix in March.
well,
That'd be
I'd love to, but we'll
yeah, yeah.
see.
I understand. It's
Yeah,
it's a tall order. Well,
yeah,
I
yeah.
appreciate your time today, and we'll
Great.
stay in touch with. And then, obviously, the film at the festival. So
Thank you
uh,
so much. I loved having a little chat. It was very, very,
yeah.
very chill and exciting.
Yeah. So,
Thank you.
and for all of those people who are listening, if you enjoy filmmaking, if you are thinking of going to our film festival, or you just want to support James and his effort, please like us on all the social media platforms and follow us. And James, good luck to you, and hopefully we'll be in touch.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Okay. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you.
There's a very efficient way to dispose of any material that you might have. So why people don't make more use of that facility, it's beyond me.
People just don't seem to have the respect for it as much.
Thank you for joining the Harvesting Wisdom podcast. Click subscribe and like for ongoing insightful conversations. Explore our webpage for show notes and additional resources. Visit our guests' webpage for deeper insights. Your engagement is the foundation of our journey, and until next time, keep pursuing wisdom.